do I pay taxes for drop shipping? Now, before we get into all this stuff, guys, I'm not a CPA. If you want actual professional advice, go find an accountant, near you, family accountant, whatever. You can listen to what I'm saying, but don't take it as professional advice because I'm not an accountant. And one day I'm having to pay taxes on Monday, April the 15th. One thing is sort of dread, but there's two things that are guaranteed in life when we're born, which is taxes, one, and death, number two. So, you just have to go through it. But I wish I learned about taxes and, business formations and things of that nature way earlier on. And just to answer quick, a lot of people ask me, should I start an LLC, a corporation, S Corp, what should I do? Don't worry about that stuff until you have some momentum. I would tell you this for any business, to start a dropshipping store, you can just start, as a sole proprietor with your social security number, and just do that instead of having to worry about an LLC and all this stuff because, why go through all the trouble and money to start all these formations and then you don't like dropshipping or you're not really into business. You just wasted that time and money when you don't necessarily need it. For here in the United States, you have to pay tax based off of your profit. So let's say if I have a dropshipping store that did $100,000 in revenue and I had $30,000 in costs, including ad spend, product, fees, whatever, and then I'm left with $70,000 profit. So then I'm gonna have to pay federal income tax and maybe state income tax, depending on where you live, maybe even county, depending again where you live, on that $70,000. So I don't pay on the whole $100,000, I pay on that $70,000. And now when you're doing this stuff, you can expense other things, meetings, travel, as long as it's for business and you keep all the receipts and things like that. Now, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. I was just in my accountant's office a couple of days ago for a couple of hours going over all my taxes for this year, things like that. And I did not have everything that I needed. You do not want to get audited. When you get audited, basically the government looks at your taxes. They say, oh, we want to know more about this. And then people, by the way, you can't just get audited. It's not just like they do it only on your current taxes. They can go 5 years back and say, oh, we want to see more about, spending $50,000 on travel 5 years ago and how all of those are business expenses, and how you expense a private jet and all this stuff. So you do not want to get audited by the government because they're going to come to you in person, by the way, maybe expected, maybe unexpected, and they're going to be asking you a lot of questions. And so we want to minimize our risk of getting audited as much as possible. And the way to do that is to keep track of everything because the government wants to see proof of, doing different things and paying for these different expenses. Because if you're not paying, like sometimes, let's say for example, you have $100,000 in revenue on a dropshipping store and you spend $100,000 in expenses, then you're not going to have to pay any tax on that $100,000 because it's not profitable. Now, of course, this depends on where you live. Like I said, I'm not a CPA, but you're paying money on your profit. Now, as far as sales tax goes, I've never actually paid sales tax or charged sales tax for my dropshipping stores. And the reason for that is because I don't actually have inventory. I have for stores that I do in-house, but for things that I'm shipping directly from China, I'm not paying that sales tax or charging sales tax because technically I'm not the actual person or manufacturer sending it out. The suppliers sort of help you out with that. You're paying them and then they're paying their taxes in China, but when they're shipping, let's say into another country from China to the United States, then they're gonna have to pay taxes on, going into the country and custom fees and stuff like that. But a lot of times you'll see if you've ever ordered a product from AliExpress, maybe it costs you $50, but on the package they declare it as like $5. And the reasoning behind that is because they want to minimize the risk of, getting inspected and getting charged more tax or paying more custom fees because it's a more expensive value. So I don't want to drag out this video any longer. If you guys have any specific questions, just drop them in the comments below and I'll make sure to get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.